Hey there, welcome to the Hot Slice Podcast. This is the podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine, talking all things pizza biz. And I am your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. And along with me is senior editor Kate Lavin. Hello, Kate.
Hello, Denise.
Hi. So people that aren't are off the thing. I chopped off my hair, so it's completely gone. It's short. It's
It looks
weird.
very cool.
Anyway, it's exciting time for us right now. We're gearing up for some big things happening. We've got a lot. So if you want to try to win a pie award, guess what? The pie awards will be closing here in about a month. So uh, for those late folks that always like to wait till the last minute to do it, it's time to start thinking about what category you want to do. So if you go to pizzatoday.com, Pie Awards, and you'll see an article right there on how to submit your Pie Awards. And it's really a fun award system. We're finding a really fun way to honor them at Pizza Expo in March.
Fantastic. I can't wait.
I know, right? And then, so we are what? If this is airing on Thursday, what is it, the 25th? We're getting really, really close to National Pizza Month. So, National Pizza Month, October. And if you have not started planning your National Pizza Month, we got you. We got you covered. We have our marketing assets. We even have a social media calendar. We've got lots of graphics. We have press releases, anything that you need to know about National Pizza Month to celebrate. We have that too. But we're going to do something special, aren't we, Kate?
We are. We are encouraging anyone who is really involved in their community to please reach out to us and let us know about the different community initiatives that you're involved in, because we would like to shine the spotlight on you during National Pizza Month and let everybody know all of the ways that you are helping in your communities.
Right on. And how can they send that to you?
Please send any information that is relevant to Denise at dgreer@pizzatoday.com and myself, Kay Lavin at pizzatoday.com.
Sweet, that's awesome. And then the other bit of housekeeping before we get into our guest is we're coming up really quickly on Pizza Expo Columbus. And I gotta tell you, it's what I am so jonesing to go to Columbus. I cannot wait to go to Columbus. I cannot wait for Pizza Expo Columbus. So make sure you have it on your calendar to hit Pizza Expo Columbus. You can get there from about anywhere. We're coming in from, I'm coming in from Louisville, and Kate's coming in from Colorado. So we've got people for coming in from all over the place, but it is very drive. Columbus is so drivable from Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Nashville, just lots of places you can get to Columbus. It's kind of one of those, uh, what do they call that? Crossroads of America.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've heard such great things about that city, and I think it's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. So make sure you check out Pizza Expo Columbus. We'll put a link to the registration. If you happen to have not registered yet, we'll put a link to that in the show notes.
Fantastic. I will introduce our guest today.
Yay, do
We
it.
spoke with Liane Page. She's the owner of Big Green Pizza Truck, which is based in Connecticut. And it was a fantastic conversation, in part because they were just part of winning the Guinness Book of World Records slot for world's biggest pizza party. They ended up having more than 4,500 attendees at this pizza
Mhm.
party in New Haven. And Big Green Truck Pizza supplied all of the pizza. It sounded like a real feat, and I'm excited to share it with everyone.
I love it. And those trucks, if you haven't seen those trucks, we'll put a link to their Instagram because those trucks are just you'll hear about the trucks, but they are 1940 style. They are so cool, vintage, old school trucks. And you get to hear of how they keep them running. It's amazing.
Yeah, we were definitely fangirling about the trucks. I didn't realize that you're also into vintage cars. I love a 1957 Chevy Bel Air, and these have the nice round lines. It's
Well, these are the international harvesters. So I grew up in farm country. I grew up in cornfield, Indiana, America. So I'm very like it's a very cool, it's very cool old school.
for sure. Let's get into it.
Are you ready to elevate your bakeware game? Spokane, Washington based Lloyd Pans is the trusted name for professionals and home chefs alike. For over 40 years, Lloyd Pans has been creating innovative food service, bakeware, and pizza pans and tools designed to deliver perfect results every time. Whether it's crispy golden pizza crusts or perfectly baked pastries, Lloyd Pans' durable, stick resistant, and proprietary pan finishes are a game changer. Visit lloydpans.com to explore our full lineup and find your perfect pan today. Need shipping quotes or custom products? Email sales@lloydpans.com for personalized service. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Welcome, Liane. Thank you for joining us on the Hot Slice.
Thank you for inviting me.
Excellent. Liane, you were just involved in setting a new record for the world's largest pizza party. Tell us what that was like.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. When I received the phone call in, I think it was late May, early June, Colin had contacted me first via text and he says, I have some big things we want to do. And I said, all right, give me a call. So we chatted and he said, we want to break the world's record for the largest pizza party. And I said, all right. I said, well, what's the record? He said it was like 36 change. And I was like, okay, give me the parameters, what's going on. He told me the parameters. I'm like, yeah, we could do this. So originally I said, let's bring 4 trucks. I'm sure we can handle it with 4. And then as the momentum started, I'm going, oh, this needs to go flawlessly. So I'm thinking the more I'm perseverating over it, I'm saying, yeah, we need to bring maybe 1 more truck. So I said, all right, we'll bring 5 trucks. And then again, like 2 weeks before, Colin says, we've sold 6,000 tickets. And I'm going, oh, yeah,
Oh
let's
no.
just, I said, we're going to bring 6. He's like, that's crazy. So we brought 6 of our trucks, borrowed 2 trailers from friends of ours that had, the trailers that have the ovens on them.
Hmm.
Um, 30 staff members, 25 staff, and then 5 family members. And we said, let's do this. So the week before, we did staff meetings with the people that were going to be at the event. And then, of course, with my kitchen staff, because we need to be prepared. And I only have one person that does the dough for us.
Hmm.
He works hard. He's like a hard worker, diligent, prideful, and spoke to him and I said, we're going to make like 750 pizzas. He says, so we need 750 doughs. I'm like, I said, on top
Uh-huh.
of like the parties that we had, because obviously we couldn't shut down for our parties, so
Yeah.
we had to have other events going on. I said, well, that's for the pizza festival and the Guinness. I said, we got to do others. And he said, all right. He said, I got it. So honestly, kudos goes to my staff for literally pulling together and saying, we got this. Because I think I was more nervous than everyone else. So the week
Hmm.
before having the meetings, discussing it, we decided that we wanted, because our pizzas normally are about 14 inches in diameter. Actually, they're
Hmm.
16 inches in diameter. And we cut them in slices of 8. But obviously, to feed that many people, we needed to go bigger. So we decided that we were going to make a heavier dough. So
Hmm.
we added another like 4.5 ounces to the dough that we normally make, and we made them in
Wow.
big 18 inches. So it did take, it was, it was thought provoking,
Mhm.
a lot of math involved.
Yeah. Yeah, to up your okay, so upping your dough like that, like how challenging was that to figure out the formula and testing the formula to make sure that it was legit your pizza, like once you got it all
Yeah.
together?
Exactly. That's why it took us a good week to really just sit and again, like I said, a lot of math because
Yeah.
we have to back things out and add things in. But again, kudos to the gentleman who makes the dough for me. He's like,
Hmm.
it was great to see so many people step up. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like the person who does the dough for me is like, we got this, don't worry, I got this. I'm like, you're alone. He's like, it's fine. We got this. He started like so we need it for Friday. So on Tuesday, he started every day with a little bit more production, a little bit more production.
Hmm.
And, we have a place. So it was harder to kind of store everything. It's not a
Hmm.
huge place where we work out of.
Yeah.
Um, but, we all teamed up and we really did it. I mean, my lead pizza maker, Mo, was just like, I'm like, Mo, I think we should bring more. And we need to, I should get another trailer. I should get another. He's
Yeah.
like, and he worked for Modern for 25 years. And
Yeah.
he goes, Leanne, honestly, we got this. Go home, have a glass of wine, and go to bed. Like,
We're
all
good.
right, we're good. Because you lose sleep over it. I'm such a type A personality that I really wanted it to go literally without a hitch.
Yeah.
And my team knows that, and then my team knows what type of personality I am, and it was just heartwarming to me. And I say it all the time, like I feel blessed, honestly.
Yeah.
So he was watching out for me.
There
So.
are a lot of, when I think about going for a Guinness record, there are a lot of rules and things that you have to adhere to be able to even qualify for that specific award. Were there things that you had to adapt and adjust to be able to like line up with what Guinness records needed from you?
Yes, we had to pivot a lot,
Hmm.
and last minute pivots, you know what I mean? So as
Yeah.
I said, where we planned for, all right, we're going to have enough pizza for, 10,000 slices and
Yeah.
500 people. Well, then when I got the phone call that, hey, we sold 6,000 tickets, that was literally like 3 days ahead. I'm like, all right, we need to kind of pivot. Yeah, so it was great. We pivoted, again, work together. The kitchen who does all the ordering and prepares all of our toppings. I mean, they didn't have to prepare toppings, but they still had to order. We had to know how much flour to order and how much cheese to have and how many. I mean, to the very like minute details of we need more sauce buckets. So literally the day before, I'm ordering sauce buckets because they're huge. They're like, the 6 gallon
Yeah.
ones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to run to Restaurant Depot and get 30 more sauce buckets. So it's little things like that. We even the Thursday, so it happened Friday. So the Thursday before, we had 5,000 boxes, and the pizza boxes come flat. So I had 10 other staff members come in and just fold boxes from
Yeah.
8:30 in the morning till 4:30. And again, we have a place, but it's small. And I'm going, what are we doing now? And we had to rent a U-Haul to store the boxes in. So we could bring the U-Haul with just boxes. So
Yeah.
it was things like that where I'm like, this is crazy
Logistics.
that you don't really put thought into it.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the way Guinness set it up when we got there
Hmm.
was it was all corralled
Yeah.
and spaced it out. I don't know, were you able to show up? Were you able to be there?
No, I didn't get to go.
Okay. They did such a great job because they had 7 different corrals and they would
Hmm.
bring 100 people in every 15 minutes. Um,
Okay.
so it gave time for everyone to kind of breathe a little, which
Yeah.
was which was great. And then we placed everything on the table, and then there was 200 volunteers, and the volunteers were kind of just plating it and bringing it to each person. The adjudicator was there checking it all off. So it really was run amazingly.
Wow.
Hmm.
So
Better than I thought it would be.
you mentioned that you hoped everything would go off without a hitch once you were there. Did you feel like things kind of progressed the way you hoped once you were on site, or were there some hiccups?
Even better. Even
Wow.
better. Yeah,
Wow.
I we do a lot of weddings, and I always, you have the nervous brides and,
Yeah.
always with questions. And I always say to them, you know what? Your wedding day is going to be wonderful. It's going to be beautiful, but it's never not going to have something. You're going to forget,
Yeah.
flowers or a specific necklace or an earring or whatever. If something's going to happen, just roll with it. And that was in the back of my head. The advice that I give every bride, I'm like, something's going to happen. Let's roll with it.
Hmm.
When I tell you it went swimmingly, it was beyond all of my expectations. I was really waiting for that other shoe to drop, and it didn't. At one point, halfway through, I look at my husband and I'm going, "We're really doing this." He's like, "You
Yeah.
got this." That was like, "You got this." I was like, crazy.
I
Yeah,
think doing weddings too, I mean, that automatically, like when you're used to doing events and you're used to a pressure packed, you've got to feed this many people in this short amount of time, like you're already like wired to kind of do that. You know what I mean?
true. Honestly, so just Saturday, this past Saturday, we had to do an event for 600 people,
Hmm.
which we had booked already, like
Hmm.
prior. I mean, they booked this last year for me, and I was worried about 600 people prior to having to feed. And once we fed everyone last Friday,
Yeah.
the 600 people, that was nothing for me. I'm like, this is easy.
Like everything from now on out is like cakewalk, right? You're
I
just
hope
like,
so.
I can feed anybody. I get it. Yes.
Yes.
And you have a lot of different trucks. Do you often have a lot of simultaneous events taking place?
We do. We have 8 trucks in the process of building a ninth. I hope to next year have 10 and stop there.
Yeah. So
Um,
for the car junkies, though, for the vehicle junkies, you have some really neat vehicles as your trucks with the restored
do
47 and 48. Was it International Harvester
International
KD5s?
Harvesters. Yes, you've
Yeah.
done your
So
research. Thank
yeah,
you.
well, they're really neat trucks. I love the way they're shaped, and because they're 1940s, they're big and they're just commanding. And I love those trucks, and I like the fact that they're green. They're a beautiful shade of green.
We stuck with the original colors, and
Hmm.
the International Harvester trucks were that shade of green, and they were also in red and yellow, and we stuck with the green.
Hmm.
So yes, so we have 55s, International Harvesters, ranging from our very first one actually was in 1942.
Oh,
And
wow.
then most of them are like 46s and 47s, the others. So that's 6 of those. And then we have 2 that are the flat nose Fuso trucks, the Mitsubishis,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
that's what gets the events that are further, like Westchester
yeah,
County. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because these old trucks, it's getting harder and harder to find parts for.
yeah.
And I have, phenomenal guys working on the trucks, but still harder to find parts for. So the Fusos kind of just are good for far away. But I mean, everyone loves the internationals. It brings that warm nostalgia feeling.
Yeah. Oh, for
Definitely.
sure.
They have that vintage look. And the mechanics that work on your cars, do they kind of keep an eye out for parts that might wind up on the secondary market just in case?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They go to junkyards looking for parts
Yeah.
and everything. Not that I mean the insides of some of them, of all of them, I should say, the insides for all of them are the newer insides. So it's really just the fronts that you're seeing. They all have the newer brakes. They have the Chevy engines, the short block engines,
Hmm.
350s. So they all have those in them. But I mean, it's still hard to find a differential. You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Yeah.
Those are old parts, trying to find some of the rotors for the tires. They're hard to find. But they're on top of it. The guys are on top of it, whether it's searching junkyards or
Hmm.
going online to Facebook Marketplace or eBay. They're on top of their stuff.
Something I'm curious about is what kind of backup plan do you have since you're using vintage vehicles, do you have these backup plans for say, if they should, knock on
No, I know
wood, if
what you're gonna say.
if
Yes.
they should break down?
Yeah, I have also on speed dial, believe it or not, because they do break down.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's actually a caveat that I have when I send out the booking letters. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey guys, listen, these are, it says it right in the booking letter, these are old trucks. They do break down. Not
Hmm.
saying they're not. My backup plan is on speed dial. I have center tow. So they'll come, they pick up the truck and they tow it to an event.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah. So we
Look
do
at the
tow.
look.
Excuse me?
So people still get the look of them showing up at their event.
Yes. So we'll tow it
Yeah.
in. I like to do it. We usually arrive an hour to an hour and a half before the party begins. So most
Hmm.
of the times I'll call the client and say, hey, listen, this truck broke down. We're never not going to show. We
Yeah.
can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you have a corporate event, you have a
Yeah.
wedding. What are you going to say? Sorry, truck broke down
Sorry.
on 95. Good
Yeah.
luck trying to find something else. I mean, 5 years ago, we had a horrible accident, rollover, when the truck
Oh.
was horrible. When the truck was on its way to an event in Avon,
Mm.
and it got, someone was driving. They were going 103. They were clocked at 103, and literally just hit the bumper of one of the trucks, and the truck just rolled on. It was on 84. It was the scariest thing if you saw the footage.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
insane.
I just thank God that my guys that were in the truck were safe, because it was
Hmm.
scary. But that doesn't mean we couldn't go to the party. Like we still went. I called another company that we work very closely with, and I said, "Hey guys, listen, we had a horrible accident. Here's the address, and you need to be there." And then
Hmm.
we were the very first pizza truck. I want to say in this state. I want to say like in the states, in all of
Yeah.
the United States. That I can't be sure of. I need to investigate further. We're definitely on the East Coast, the very first pizza truck. So we started the revolution. Since then, with past staff members, we have in Connecticut alone 8 guys that used to work for us that have trucks now. Throughout Connecticut, we have 2 in Jersey, 2 in Florida, 3 in Long Island. And these are all people that used to work for us and kind of just followed our model and went and did their own thing. So very, very lucky that I'm able to call another company and say, hey, listen, A, can we either borrow your truck, or B, can you just do this party for me because, oh, we had an accident, we broke down or something like
Yeah.
that.
Wow. It's good to
Oh,
have those backup plans.
You need to.
Yes.
so how long has Big Green Pizza Truck been around?
Since 2003.
And did you, because I know you bought it later. Were you on the original, like were you on the founding team
I
or
was not,
yeah.
unfortunately, I was not on the founding team. My family has always been I was a third generation restaurateur. So I was always in the restaurant
Ah.
industry. Um, when I had my first child, I decided to step away. And I was lucky enough to raise my kids for a little bit. And then when it
Hmm.
was time for me that I was getting antsy and I can't be home anymore and the kids were getting older, I started working for Doug Coffin, who started the trucks. So I came to him in 2010.
Hmm.
So a few years after he opened it, I came to here and I bought the company from him during the pandemic in January of 2020.
Wow.
The
Good time to
pandemic.
buy,
Yeah,
right?
well, no, I mean it was January, so
Yeah.
we didn't even know at the time, and I'm going, oh boy, come April, I'm like, what the heck did I do here?
Yeah.
But everything works out. There's always a master plan that we don't know about, so
Yeah.
it worked out phenomenally, and I bought it when he had 5 trucks, and since we have 8 now, going on 9. So yeah.
What made you want to buy it? What made you want to just step in and just take it?
Well, like I said, working here from 2010, I really started picking everything up and being in the restaurant industry. I wanted it. Like this was just
Yeah.
something. So he offered it and he said, I'm at the time in 20, I want to say it was like maybe 2014. He said, I'm going to start planning an exit if you're interested. And I
Ah.
said, yeah, I would be interested. So little by little, he would teach me more and more about the company. And I just picked up on things and here I am. And honestly, the benefit of it is I have winters free because we close December 15th is our last day and we reopen again in March 15th. So it's nice to have those few months. I have boys that played hockey, so I still was able to go to their games and everything since now they're all in college. But Yeah, so I do enjoy the fact that I have winters free as well.
Oh yeah.
How much of an advantage do you think it was to have that, multi-year onboarding period and be able to get that knowledge from the founder of the company?
Oh, the advantages are were unlimited. I mean, just pick it. And I mean, literally on my way to work, I still called him and said, "Hey, I have a question about yeah, da da." So he's always there. He's always a phone call away. The kindest person you'll ever want to meet. So helpful. We'll take the shirt off his back. We'll do anything. But it helped. So again, being in the restaurant industry from the time of growing up, my grandfather used to say to me, "You can't," and that was so my great grandfather started the business that I grew up in, the restaurant that I grew up in. And from the time I was 12 years old, my grandfather used to say to me, if you're going to run this business, you have to start out washing dishes. And then from washing dishes, you're going to start and you're going to be the cappuccino and espresso girl. And then from there, you're going to help out and do prep in the kitchen. And then
Yeah.
you're going to waitress. And then you're going to bus. Then you're going to waitress. Everything was incremental steps. And
Mm,
that's how I was raised to learn. And that's exactly what Doug Coffin had done for me. He's like, we're going to do everything. And I mean, as far as like driving the trucks, I mean, he had me
yeah.
behind the wheel driving the trucks on top of it. And that to me, that's the only way you can learn. It's like a
Hmm.
master craftsman. He's going to learn to measure twice, cut once, and
Yeah.
just go from there. And it's just instilled in your brain. And nothing helps it like doing it incrementally and getting it
Hmm.
knocked in your head 150 times or more.
I love that because we always think about apprenticeships and like that apprenticeship knowledge to be able to step slowly into ownership. I just love that you were able to be able to incrementally just advance and advance
Yeah,
until
and I wouldn't have
until
wanted it
you.
any other way, to be honest with you.
Now, the thing I'm curious about is when did you decide to increase your fleet? When was it time to, to add even more trucks and more logistics to
Right.
the
More
mix?
things to make me crazy. The second year, I decided to increase the fleet when I found that I had to say no to more and more events. When people would call and say, I need June 25th. And I'd be like, sorry, I can't do it. And they're like, well, we've been a past client for 5 years. And I am definitely a yes person. I don't like
Yeah,
disappointing people. I don't like saying no to people.
yeah.
So until I don't have to say no to anybody anymore, I might be making trucks. But yeah, it was just the more I would have people calling or sending texts or emails, that was the more I need to make trucks. My biggest fear is we're running out of space. That's my biggest fear.
And I know that you serve communities around the state. Do the trucks all live in the same location or do they have
Yes.
home bases?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're all here in our garage. I actually have a garage here where our kitchen and dough room and everything is. It's like it has three bays, and then to the side of it, we can fit another three trucks. And then down the street, which is about 3 blocks up, we have another garage that we park the rest of them in.
Oh, wow.
fantastic.
So when they overwinter, they're inside, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Um,
do you do during, oh, sorry. What do you do during that off time? Is there something that when in the winter, do you take that time to recollect and really
Yes.
push your marketing or are you taking a break?
I take a small break. So even though I close the trucks December 15th,
Hmm.
usually gets quieter. We're not using all 8 trucks through from like November. We don't use them all. So I take one truck off, one or two trucks off in November. We bring them down to the other garage where the mechanics literally take them apart. I mean,
Hmm.
apart, new brakes, transmissions, some of them need engines, so they'll do maybe one or two trucks every 6 weeks or so, and we'll rotate the trucks in. That's when it comes to the trucks, even like as down to like windshield wipers, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
whatever it may be. Um, and then in January, I like to take a little break. I go down to Florida for a little while. So for the month of January, I go to Florida. I bring my laptop, I have my phones forwarded. I still technically work with taking parties, but I like that month as downtime. And then come February, I come right back to the office again and we start and get prepared for the March
Yeah.
15th date.
That's great. Having purchased the business from the owner, do you have advice for other people who are considering purchasing a pizzeria that's already existing?
I do have advice for anyone interested in buying, whether it's a pizzeria or, I mean, if it's a restaurant industry, it's not easy. It really is not.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a lot of hours, and you have to be there. You can't be an absentee owner by any
No.
means. If you think you're going to get any sort of company, but especially in this industry, food, restaurant, bar, you can't be an absentee owner. You have to be there. You have to have people that you really trust and work with them. And I'm very big with treating people the way you want to be treated. I want to get right in the trenches with my crew. I don't want to be sitting and watching and delegating. If
Yeah.
I ask somebody, hey, can you move that box or move those boxes? I'm there moving them. I'm with them. I'm not going to sit there and watch them. And I think the respect there is beyond anything when you're with the people and respecting them. Yes. So, but honestly, if it's something that somebody wants to do, don't be afraid. I mean, can you
Mhm.
fail? Yeah, but that's life. You're going to
Yeah.
fail at things. So you know what? Jump in. And if you're going to jump in with 2 feet. Don't be apprehensive.
That's
I love
fantastic.
that. I love that. That's a great spot to end on, y'all. You're just given us so many neat things to think about with your business, and I wish you the best of luck with
You
continuing the big trucks and all the things that come with how you're planning your winter. So,
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was lovely meeting you both.
You too, and congrats on your world record.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
congrats. Absolutely,
Take care.
absolutely.
You too, Liane. Bye.
Have a
Right.
great day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.